Clark, mayambe, nanguluka nyo am, Max, Mapinti, Akabu Direct, wala kuluka nyo am, Matalopola, Direct Mapinti, Orange naman, Likasu, Hip-Hop League, Shampopo, Shambisi, oh, it was fire!
Well, we're going to have to test some depth. The players are there now. The players are there. Like you say, you've got some incredibly informed players.
Oh, they, Andrew. That leads us nicely on to the game at Twickenham this Saturday before the URC final. Springboks v Wales for the whatever cup. And obviously there's no Bulls player will be available for selection and no European-based players are allowed to play because it's outside the window. So Rassie's picked a training squad. And we've done our usual thing. We're going to try and pick a squad to face Wales with Rassie in mind.
So Pollard can't play.
No, he's training with them, but he can't play.
Okay.
He can't play.
That changes my selection. Yeah. Okay. So what are we going to do?
I'll tell you what. Should we? Let's go through the team and pick our team, starting with the front row, and then also think. Do you think Rassie will go for this as well? Because we know he won't.
Yeah, I know it'll be 6 wrong at least. But I mean, he's only got 40 players to select from, so we should get some of them. So how I decided to pick my team was, how can he get some cohesion going into the Ireland tests? So I didn't just think blood some players, give them a chance because it's Wales. Because then you've got the opportunity to take a game like this and put a few more guys you want to give some experience into. But I think because of the Ireland test lurking, you've got to take it a bit more seriously in terms of who you play.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. So my front row is Ox, Marks, and Malherbe.
Wow, so you've just gone all out. Let's go for it. Okay. I've gone Marks at 2.
Yeah.
No.
Why Marks?
Because just in case he gets injured more than anything. Because I don't want to see Marks coming off the bench to replace Bongi and then going, so testing his injury. That was my mindset.
Yeah, I think exactly. So my thinking with putting him in was I want him to be blowing when he comes off. So he must have a proper workout and test the lungs rather than the other way around where you could, if anything happens to him, you get caught a hooker down. Okay, so who did you get for 1?
Machunu.
You're going to start with him?
I think if I've got Rassie in mind, and I'm just thinking he's going to start with 2 relatively unknowns and to test the water against Wales. That's what I'm thinking.
So the reason that I wanted Ox and Malherbe in to start is because I want the protection there for Marks. I don't want Marks to be in there with a new player. I think it'll be good for him to be in there with guys he knows, World Cup winners, and guys that can protect him in terms of, just having a bit of experience and nous in the scrums. So I don't want to put new guys in with Mark. I don't want to risk Marks in any way. First game, first hit out. Let's just protect him a little bit. That was my thinking.
And tight head.
So I've got Mkunu and Koch to come on for Ox and Malherbe, and then Bongi for Marks.
Okay.
Who's your locks?
You've made my decision for me. Locks, Eben and Murat.
Okay, I've got Eben and Franco. Again, my thinking there is I want to get them playing together one game before Ireland. I think they'll start against Ireland again. So I want them to have a bit of a hit up together.
Okay, my thinking was Franco on the bench coming on, real impact, my benchers, and that hopefully Eben stays on. And if worst case scenario, maybe shift Peter Steff, he can cover that if needs be. He's got an engine.
I've got Murat to come in.
Okay, so you've got him as well. So similar players you've got here. There's not a lot of pickings though, is there, when you look at the locks?
No, I mean, I suppose they're thinking Peter Steff to Toy can also shift in there. So you've got enough. Next is interesting. Your back 3. to start. You going?
Right. I've got, this is interesting. I've got Peter Stuff.
Yep.
And at 8, I've got Effin Roos.
Me too.
Yeah, I did debate whether it's him, Buthelezi, or Kwaka, but I've got Kwaka Smith on the bench coming on as possibly 8th, but offering other options as well. Yeah.
I've got
And
him starting.
I'm not sure on the other, whether you go Buthelezi. I'm not sure.
I've gone for Kwaka. It's starting
At 8.
He'll be a 6 if I was running 6.
Okay, with Peter
So I've got Peter,
Staff.
Steph, Kwaka, and Roos.
Yeah, that's a hell of a back three, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
I can see what you're doing here. You're looking to, with Ireland in mind, getting off to a good start. And
that's exactly what I'm also concerned about. Some of these Japanese players haven't played. Remember when we went to that Mount Smart?
Yeah.
It happened like all ring rust, 18 points in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, and they weren't at the races, were they?
We lost that game. The next week we drilled them.
And yet the week before at Loftus, I believe, when we played Australia, there was no continuity from that game to New Zealand. Half the team played pretty well for the first run-out.
They did. Okay, 9.
Tough.
Yep. Okay, 10.
Well, I'd go Masuku, but I think he'll go Marnie.
Yeah, I had Pollard. I didn't realize he couldn't be played. So if that's the case, I would go Grant Williams and Masuku at 9 and 10 because I want Masuku to have the familiarity of one of his players.
That's good. I've put Williams on the bench simply because we don't know what kind of split Rassie is going to do, and he offers that wing cover, doesn't he? And we've got a few wingers out, so I just thought, he's a bit of a Swiss Army knife on the bench there, Williams. So that's my thinking.
Yeah, I put him, and I've got that Feinberg, Mogizim, Zulu on the bench as well, so they can cover everything except 9.
Me too. Magoma Zulu. Yeah, I've got him on the bench also. I've got a 5-3 split, actually.
So do I. I also went with a 5-3.
I've got Masuku on the bench because I think he'll start with Marnie, Grant Williams, and Magoma Zulu. Yeah.
So we're similar.
11, I've got Mapimpi.
Yes, me too.
14. This was a lottery because I've gone with Van der Merwe.
Why is it a lottery? I think he's an in.
Okay, well there you go. Well, there wasn't a lot to choose, and he's a bit of a Colby replacement, isn't he? Ish.
Well, look, he's a fantastic player. Never let the Lions down. I think he deserves a shot. I think the only thing is they're both left wingers, so you're going to have somebody playing on the right wing, either Mapimpi or Van der Merwe. So one of them is going to be on
Horn maybe.
I've got him at 15.
Well, that's what I struggled with because I think he's going to go for Fassi, but I don't rate Fassi as a Springbok. I know you've got to try him, but
could be. I don't even have Fassi in my match day selection. I haven't tried to put in too many Sharks players because I just think I don't want 7-8 Sharks players in here and then it's all uncohesive. It's not cohesive at all. So that's where I would. Okay, so Jesus, interesting.
12 and 13. Does it pick itself, Andrew?
I think it has to. Yep. I do have Esterhuizen on the bench.
Yeah. I don't. It feels weird because we were both campaigning for him to start in the World Cup last year, and what a season he's had also, and now he's not even in my depleted squad to face. So.
I know. And then 15? I've got Kieran Horn. Have you gone for Fassi?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. And then we've basically discussed. I think the only difference for me is I've got Andre Esterhuizen in. Who's your third back?
Masuku, Williams, Ngoma Zulu.
Okay, so that's the change. I would start Williams. I'd put Faf on the bench and move Grant Williams into the starting. There's Williams and Masuku together. Talking about not having Sharks players in. But those are two. I just bolster it with two.
Eben, Bongi, Vincent Cork. Yes.
Pretty, but he's on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty reliable. The Bulls also put a number on that Sharks front row, who are the Springbok front row.
Mm.
They're making a name for themselves.
Thinking, doesn't it? It does.
Steenekamp and Wilco Low doing the business in there. Plus, they're not even carrying big hookers either. I mean, they've got Grubela and Akker, who are both not the biggest hookers.
Oh yeah, I rate both of those. Though I really rate them. I mean, Grubela, he was knocking on the door a couple of years ago and told to go away and bulk, put on more weight. And two good players.
Very good players. Very good players.
Okay, Andrew, I believe the Rassie names the squad tomorrow on Tuesday. So be interesting to see what he comes up with. But I quite like what you're doing, just trying to hit the ground running, strong team out, build a score, try and put Wales away quite early and build some cohesion with the test match in mind. Yeah.
And Wales are just not a team you put away early either. Really.
No.
But I did hear that Wales have selected quite a young squad.
Yeah.
But again, that doesn't mean anything with Gatland. He'll have them drilled to make it as difficult as possible. And also played in a venue like Twickenham was also a bit odd.
Well,
so who's going to have more support there? Springboks probably.
Probably half and half. It's for that. What do they call it? The Qatar Cup or something, which was the trophy the Springboks and All Blacks played for last year, though, which we went to. But,
yeah. It came up on my one cloud or whatever it is, and I was having a look, and there we were at Twickenham.
A game I should revisit and watch again, because arguably one of the best games ever. We all talk about France v the Springboks, but that's now become overlooked. The New Zealand game, the record score. And
I know. I was actually watching the France versus it's Saturday night. France v South Africa again. Never gets tired.
It's comforting, isn't it? Just stick it on. Fantastic. Well, good show. Good 50th show there, Andrew.
Happy 50th, Elmer.
Yeah, we'll look at the selection for the Springboks tomorrow. And who knows, we may do a reaction to it later in the week for a few minutes and get something out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
All right, cool. Have a good week. Chat to you later.
You too. All the best. Bye-bye.
The clock. Mayambe. Now look on your arm. Marks. Mapinti. A cable direct. I like to look on your arm. Battle of Bola. Direct Mapinti. Orange Naman. Likasu. Hip-hop-li. Shapopo. Shambisi. Oh, it was fire.